Well, it looks like we're back again. Back in the post-update content drought for Red Dead Online. Following the update this week, and yes, you might not have noticed, but there was actually an update. Following that, it really is clear that we're back in that lull state between big content drops. This is the process with Red Dead Online, it seems. We have a big update, then patiently wait, hearing next to nothing about what the next one will contain, let alone when we can expect it to arrive. And by patiently wait, I mean constantly moan about it until it's sorted, which it never seems to be, so, I think we're well within our rights. Of course, it's quite typical for developers to do a huge update, then tone down the content drops until the next big one. Not only is it a crazy amount of work to be releasing huge updates for a game, but to do it weekly is just not feasible, despite how much I'm sure we'd love that. Not only is it not feasible to do it weekly, but you also have to let the dust settle on huge game changes. Allow players to enjoy the update for a while, play through the content, and actually experience everything that was released. Leave them wanting more is the old phrase. So when everyone forgets about what happened last and starts moaning about how we haven't seen change to the game in months, bang, there's another character role for you. It gets the regular players playing more frequently, but also drives old players back to the game, and new players even possibly to jump onto it. So that is the cycle. Quality content drops, everyone's loving life, YouTubers are saying how amazing it all is, and people are metaphorically wanking themselves off all over the incredible new stuff. Then the days, weeks and months slowly start to roll on, and ever so steadily the buzz fades until bang, here's some fixes to the game and some new content to play. Well, unfortunately for us right now, we're in that downward trajectory of buzz, plummeting into the contentless abyss, and waiting for Rockstar to come out and say, oh, by the way, the next character role is coming out at the end of the month. Then oi, the semi returns. The update drops, everyone's wanking again. Fucking hell. So what can we expect from Red Dead Online? What's next? And when? I don't think anyone really knows for sure, and if I'm honest, I doubt even Rockstar are 100% sure of what's involved in their next update. But here are a few ideas that I think would be massively welcomed by the player base. So the first thing that I'd love to see in the next update for Red Dead Online, and I don't think it'll be a surprise to anyone, bug fixes. Since this game was launched at the end of 2018, it's been riddled with bugs. Every good thing Rockstar adds to the game, there's always something that tarnishes it. The Moonshiner role last month is no exception. It's had loads of negative press for the simple reason that there are constant instances where it just doesn't work. You can spawn into the game, go to your shack location, and it appears, but doesn't appear on the map and doesn't let you access it. Sometimes, if you're lucky enough, you actually get to go inside your Moonshiner shack, but then the NPCs aren't as lucky. Maggie and Marcel have clearly just popped out for some romantic evening together, and the band and patrons of the bar are pissed off down the road to Vodka Revs. Let's say you're in your shack and you're lucky enough to have a batch of moonshine ready for delivery. You've made it all the way to the drop-off point in the wagon, and no sale for you today. Not only are there countless incidents of black screening at this point, there's also black screening going on as soon as Marcel tells you the batch is ready too. And all you get is that little shit of a loading icon in the bottom right. The pain that I've gone through looking at that fucking thing. Of course, the Moonshiner isn't the only area of Red Dead Online that suffers from bugs. There are still problems similar to the ones I've mentioned previously in other roles like the Trader, with, yet again, this thing. So Rockstar, of course, the number one thing I'd like to see fixed is the bugs. Number two on my list is something that I think we can pretty much bet our life savings on, and that's another character role. There are loads of avenues that they can explore with character roles, from Railroad Barons to Sideshow Performance, but all I want, aside from it to actually work, is to include a little bit more originality. I enjoyed the Moonshiner role when that came out, but unfortunately, I felt it was way too similar in areas to the Trader role. With the next one, I'm hoping Rockstar go out of the box with it and do something that we wouldn't expect. I've heard rumours going around that we're going to have a photographer or a naturist type of role, and I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, or a character role by its name in this case, but that doesn't really get me excited for the game, to be fair. I can't see it having too much about it. On the face of it, it seems like it'd be similar to the Collector, where you're tasked with having to go out to areas and collect or take photos of different things. Unless they were to include a hot air balloon or something like that, or some incredible unlocks through the progression of the role, I don't expect myself having a new favourite role from this one, if in fact the rumours are accurate. So I suppose, yeah, that is my second request from Rockstar for this next update. Just have a character role that is at least original, when compared to the other 4 roles that we've currently got. My third and final request for Rockstar for the next update is to fix PvP. I naturally gravitate towards PvP focused games. The last 15 years of playing games online, I've always preferred playing ones where I can display my prowess as a god among men. 360 no-scoping a little nub from across the map. Early on in Red Dead, I was always in Showdown series and I enjoyed it, but I'd always get frustrated with the mechanics of the game being quite clunky and unresponsive. Rockstar did make big strides in this area of the game, making it feel a lot quicker after a few months of it being out, but what was never addressed was the side of the game that saw players exploit certain tactics, and that's the tonic spam. This seemed especially prevalent after the big carcass duplication glitches. You really began to see a rise of the tonic spam. This is basically where players are so rich they can almost infinitely drink tonics to boost their health, stamina and deadeye, to a point where it gives them a massive advantage over you in PvP. Rockstar introduced free aim lobbies a while back, which I was really excited about until I realised that players could still abuse a mechanic in the game, and that is the use of the deadeye ability Painted Black, which in my eyes is just a different type of auto aim. Yeah, fair enough, it includes free aim over targets, but as soon as your sights go over a target, there you go, you got a little marker for where your bullet's going to go. So maybe it's not auto aim, maybe it's auto shoot, but you know, it still takes an element of competitive gameplay away. With people using these techniques, it basically ruined free aim lobbies. What I'd love to see in the future is a bare bones style of Showdown series. No tonics, no deadeye, no auto aim, just pure third person PvP without anything that gives players what I would say is an unfair advantage. If we saw that, I'd be straight back to playing online games against other players, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there would join me in that as well. So there you go, there are 3 areas that I'd like to see addressed in Rockstar's next update for Red Dead Online. Let me know in the comments below exactly what you'd like to see. If there's anything in particular that's really standing out for you, then please include it in the comments below. If there are a load of comments below, I might end up making a video going through them all, so make sure you leave your suggestions. If you'd like to see my brutally honest review of the Moonshiner role, click the video on screen now. I'm JmCooKie, cheers.